Welcome to the Standard Age podcast, conversations exploring the lives of entrepreneurs and those instrumental in growing companies. This podcast serves as a communal supplement to Standard H, my automotive-inspired line of apparel and accessories. Though popular among car and watch collectors, the elevated range of basics made in Los Angeles are certainly fit for many other discerning individuals. I invite you to visit standard-h.com to explore the latest releases, while the Substack exists for further deep dives behind the brand. Thank you so much for listening and for your support. Now let's get to the show. Over the last year, I came across Dave Herring's YouTube channel while exploring some photography gear. Dave is a Bay Area photographer who shoots a lot of landscapes I enjoy, especially those among the Tetons in Wyoming. Dave also does a fair share of product reviews on his channel, as well as shares much of his experience and insights as a content creator. We met briefly at the grand opening of the Camera West store in San Francisco, which is where we confirmed this podcast recording. We obviously chat about our favorite gear, his somewhat recent video with a very well-known photographer online, and we also discover we actually didn't grow up terribly far from one another. All of that and more with Mr. Dave Herring. I'm your host, Wesley Smith, and you're listening to the Standard Age podcast. Well, thanks for taking the time, Dave. It's good to see you. I know we briefly basically shook hands in San Francisco, and that was about it. Sadly, I hate that I missed that photo walk, but I had some other things to tend to. But exciting times for Camera West, obviously. Exciting times for the crew up there, Sean and the team. What kind of relationship do you have with those guys, and like how long have you guys been sort of, I don't know, partnered?
I mean, I was a customer before anything else.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
I'm a big believer that like as much as you can shop local.
Yeah,
And I mean, like, it's not like Sean's marking up a Sony camera differently than B&H is. So it's like if I was gonna buy camera for my commercial work, which I have over the years, I would just get it
mhm,
from Camera West. You know,
yeah,
I'm paying the same price and paying taxes, and I can go have a relationship with the store in person.
right.
Sean also, like, whenever I would bounce gear out of my life, like, if I had something I wanted to get rid of, selling it obviously private person to person is preferable, but sometimes when it's like, especially when you're running a business and you don't have the time to like schedule 7 meetings with people who aren't going to show up from Facebook Marketplace, uh, I felt like Sean always gave me pretty fair prices for my trade-ins or
Totally.
cameras I was getting rid of, and I always respected that a lot. Whereas like, B&H, MPB, KEH, another, I mean, they're just different models of stores. They're much bigger, but they're offering me like 30% less than what Sean would give me locally.
Hmm.
And also, as someone that loves Leica gear, Sean's a big Leica head, has a lot of like Camera West has a huge Leica presence. And I just talked about this in a recent video, but like I traded my 85 G Master for my Sony kit for a 90 Sumerit Leica lens, just straight up. Like,
Wow.
can't do that at B&H, so
No.
so I was a customer before anything else. And then when I started my YouTube channel, um, I would just like build relationships outside of being a customer, start building relationships like with the people that work there, from the sense of like, hey, can I like try this for 30 minutes? And I'd go outside and shoot a little video with it and come back in. So and now, like, after like, I know Wayne at Leica San Francisco has mentioned many times how many people have come in and bought Leica cameras locally, just from, like the recommendations I've done on my videos. I mean, then they
Yeah.
take note of that, and so that's helped build that relationship up over 3 years now,
Sure.
where I'm pretty well connected with the brand, with the store, with Sean and Ben and the crew and Wayne and Sam and the whole crew that worked there. Like, they're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
such a great team. I can't say enough good things about them.
Yeah, totally. Um, Tell me about your recent hang with Peter McKinnon. I was excited to see that
Yeah.
for you. What's funny is I think I even commented on the videos right when you started your video. I was like, wait, did he rearrange his house to look like Peter's space? And then all of a sudden you're in Peter's space. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
snap. Like it totally caught me off guard.
So I think it may have been last fall. Peter hit me up, which was like, what?
Yeah,
Like, it
yeah,
was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, this guy truly can be friends with anyone and talk to anybody. Like, any photographer in the space would be so pumped to get a DM from him.
Yeah.
Um, for a lot of reasons. One, it's an amazing artist. Even take
Sure.
his YouTube success out of it. Peter's an amazing creator,
Yes.
mentor to so many people. So him hitting me up meant a lot last fall. And then, dude, we're just kind of in the same season of life. Like we both are like dads. We have our families. We're balancing our creative life with our family life with balance. Like it's like spinning 50 plates. And so we started really bonding. It's funny. Some people trauma bond. We like busy bond, like
Yeah, I
over,
get that
you know.
100%. Yeah.
So it was texting. It started with Instagram DMs and then it was like texting each other and then FaceTime calls. One time we hopped on a FaceTime and hung out for 3 hours over FaceTime. Um, Literally just like it's like he's a dude who's in a similar place of life that I'm in, and I'm not talking like in the YouTube space. I mean just like life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Two kids that are like in between like little and big and you're just all those things. And so we've been connecting for about, I don't know, 8 months or so, but I've never wanted to be the guy that's like, I'm talking to Peter McKinnon, like, and I've got a friend who Peter's also talked to several times, and that guy is so quick. He never knew that me and Peter were talking, but he was so quick to drop it in our group chat or like, talk about, oh yeah, I was talking to Peter, like, oh, Peter's it. And I'm just never gonna be that guy. Nothing wrong with him doing it, but I'm just never gonna be the guy that name drops. I'm trying to take people like at face value and treat them like they are. So when I got invited up to Toronto for DJI, it was like a no-brainer. Like, hey Pete, I'm gonna be in Toronto. He was like, dude, come hang out. And then
Yeah.
he's like, let's go make you a hat. So like,
That was
uh,
so sick.
yeah, dude, it was a ton of fun. It was cool to meet in person after talking for so many months, and we've made some plans to do some things together as well. Yeah, outside of Toronto, outside of like that, like we've got some plans that we've been working on to do some other stuff. So
Awesome.
you'll probably see us together again sometime in the future. But
That's
uh,
great.
he is exactly who he is on camera.
Yeah.
He's not a persona. He's not, you know what I mean? He's like truly just a genuinely good, amazing creator, good dude, fun to be around, personable, everything you would think he is from your experience watching him.
Hmm.
He's that in real life.
Yeah, totally. Oh, I'm kind of curious actually to maybe double click on that. I hate that expression. I don't
Yeah,
know
no,
why
you're
I just
good.
said
Yeah.
that, but uh did you guys talk gear and technique at all? Like, or is
I
it
mean, we
more just
talk,
like a hang?
it was more of a hang. I mean, like
Yeah.
we talk gear a little bit more about like, what are we doing right now? We're never talking like we've never ever talked tech specs really. It's never been like this camera has this much dynamic range. Can you believe it?
Oh,
Or like
sure, sure,
it's
sure.
it's
I
more
just mean
like
like maybe approach or, something like that.
yeah, we talk gear pretty often, but it's more like what camera should I bring to I'm doing this thing. What camera should I bring? What
Yeah.
would be the most fun? What would
Yeah.
you bring? What would you do? What lens would you use for this? Like that is how we talk gear, not,
Right.
specs and like, oh, did you see this new thing? In fact, nothing we talk about is new. We talk about old stuff.
Yeah.
We're like, dude, this camera from this era was amazing. Like, let's go
Yeah.
play with it, whatever. Like, it's never the latest and greatest kind of gear conversations.
Yeah, that's great. Where have you found that you two overlap and where do you see you guys differing in, say, your process? Not that this podcast is necessarily about Peter. I'm just
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
I mean,
curious because it's recent.
yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that where we find ourselves, you said like where are we kind of the same and where are we different, basically?
Yeah,
Uh,
like when you're talking about like what lens do I use? Well, you like do you find that you two seem to
yeah, I think we have a lot
overlap?
I think we have a lot in common. We
Yeah,
both like wider than tighter focal lengths.
same. Yeah.
And we both also are unapologetically just love good experiences and getting good photos from those experiences. Like Peter and I both have shot a lot of I hate this word, but we've done a lot of bangers, you know what I mean? Just like we
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
cool spots. We get cool shots. Like I'm not this has nothing to do with skill, by the way. This has to do with where you stand. Like we both seek out cool places to stand and pull our camera up to our eye. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, I
because
often joke that 99% of photography is just being there.
100%.
You
But the
know?
thing is, like, what motivates you is the being there. You know what I mean? And so, like,
Yes.
I think we're both motivated very much by like we want to live a life to the fullest, have cool experiences, go to cool places. I think we're
Hmm.
both moved by like beauty and nature and good light and like the wow moments. Like awe, you know what I mean? Like just like
Yeah,
AWE, like awe, just like
totally.
wow. Like so we
Literally
both
awesome. Yeah.
I think we share that in our process. I think maybe where we have very distinctive styles. Also Peter, like Peter works a scene way more than I do. I love that about him. He sent me a text yesterday with photos he just got back from the lab from he just got back from hanging out with a buddy of his in Como, and Peter, like there was like this guy has like a Ferrari on his property, so Peter worked that Ferrari, man. He's like back, front, wide, tight, like inside and outside. Peter will work a scene where I'm much more like, got it, cool, what's next? You know, like I
Oh,
don't,
that's interesting.
you know what I
So
mean? Like
you're okay.
I'm
So you
much
have like
like,
a specific vision, you get it, you leave.
yeah, I feel like that why Peter has like I think it's more, it's not even so much vision related. I think it's more like how we process the moment.
Yeah.
Peter's so good at working that moment and getting every piece of meat off the bone. And I'm more of like, I took a bite, here's how it tastes. Now I'm gonna go bite something else. You know what I mean?
No, I like that, man. Like
It's not like a right or wrong kind of thing. It's just like our creative processes are much more like if we both took a roll of film to a shoot with 36 rolls, I think Peter would work. Peter will come back with way more than I'll come back with. Um, and that's just because like I think he is so good at working a scene. I'll see the one thing and I'll be like, that's my thing.
yeah.
And he'll be like, he'll see 50 things and run around and get all 50. And then I'm like looking through his photos and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, how did like, there's like one shot, it's wide. And then here's a tight, you know what I mean? And then
Okay.
I
It's
keep
the
swiping.
812 super fast or something. I can't
Yeah. And
tell
then
what
like I
car that
keep
is.
swiping. And then it's like, oh, there's an interior, you
So
know,
that's kind
just
of
working that
yeah.
scene.
I love in my personal process, like going from say wide, like we say, but you could still use a 28 or a 35 and just use
Oh,
it closer
100%.
to
Yeah.
the object, right? So I like to do like, all right, here's the scene, and then like let's pick out small details within it
Hmm.
that are maybe worth highlighting.
Yep.
And it sounds like Peter does something similar. I mean, not
Yeah.
to compare
Yeah.
myself to him, but like, that is kind of interesting. Whereas, like, I think with you taking a photo of like a log cabin with a big, huge landscape in the
Right.
background,
Right.
like that's definitely like a Dave Herring photo.
Yeah.
And I love that as well. Was there, I mean, I think this is a good opportunity to ask this question was there anything during your hang that you took from him that maybe you'll adapt into your own process?
Oh my God. Like
Or was
I
that
feel
it?
like no, I mean, I just feel like one thing Peter's always aware of and looking for the cool moment. Um, I'm much more aloof than that. And so like I was like even like the stuff he's making in his studio while I was with him, like he's working. Like when I came in, he was editing something he had just shot that morning. He will shoot it and then he'll edit it, then upload it within like 45 minutes. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
really?
I'm like, that's amazing. Because he's like so, and then he'll have like seven other ideas in that moment from that thing. Whereas I would like think about that moment for 3 days and then like I would do it, and then like the next day, I'd walk away from it, then come back, and then edit it, then walk away and come back, and then criticize my edit, and then walk away and come back. You know what I mean? Like, I loved the pace and the like quantity of output
Output.
that he's like just always working. That was super inspirational to me to just like understand that, man, there's so much to see here if you are looking for it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a history of looking for it.
Mm.
I see the thing I want. Um, it's almost like this. You ever like you have an idea, so you look for data to confirm your idea. You know
Sure.
what I mean? Like
Yeah. It's
I feel
almost
like
like a
that's
validation point.
yes. So I feel like historically, and I'm just super transparent here, like
Yeah.
I have this idea for a photo, and then I do my research about the thing that I want to do, and I go and do the thing. Then I come home and I'm like, there's the thing. Um, I feel like Peter, his process, which was really inspirational to me, is more like, I'm gonna go do this thing. Who knows what's gonna come out of it? I'm gonna take these two cameras. Why not? We'll see what happens. And then he'll get there and work that, and like I was talking about, like work that moment to death, and then like come back with so much great stuff because he went in a little more open-minded maybe than I go in. And so I think that that for me was like, okay, I need to start thinking with more flexibility in my own creativity.
Mm,
So
that's
that I
cool.
can maybe get a little more out of the thing that I go and do. Like if I, so for instance, like I'm going to be in Denver in 2 weeks for a week. And
Cool.
I'm looking at what I want to do around there. I'm going there for a family thing, not like a photography trip. But I'm
The
gonna
camera's going with you. Yeah.
obviously the camera's going with, you know. But while I'm there, I'm looking for things to do, and like it's already trading off. Like if I do this, I can't do this. If I, I need to pick that higher probability here. Oh, this is a great composition. I'm on Google Earth looking at angles and everything. And it's
Sick.
more like I probably should just be like, on Monday, I'm going to go to the spot and let's see what happens.
Yeah. With my own approach, I feel like I approach a situation like Peter, but then in my edit and my, I guess, release schedule of product, and this could be like t-shirts for my brand, or it could be like photography on Instagram, but I feel like my process on the back end is more like yours, where like I'm super heady and I'm like, where it's kind of like parallelization of information and is this ready, and whereas like I think it's kind
Yeah.
of Peter's approach is probably more along the lines of don't let perfect be the enemy of good, and just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just pump it out, man,
What's
it's
great
all
about
good.
Peter though is that like not only is he doing the quantity, but his quality is like
It's super high.
it's
Well, when
so
you've
high.
done it for so long and
Yeah.
so often and with that output, it's only going to get better. I mean, it's reps in the gym,
Yep. I mean,
it's like muscle memory.
he sent me 18 photos yesterday. Let's just imagine that's from 36. He's maybe because they're all film photos.
I
He
see.
texted me a group of 18. Every photo in here I
Banger.
put on my wall.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
and I know he
frameable.
didn't go around with 40 rolls of film to get 18. Like I think he maybe shot one or two rolls of film while he was there. So this is like
Yeah.
50 or 25%. I don't know. I think he only used two. I think he only did two rolls while he was there. Because we
Yeah.
were texting about that too. But it's like, dude, amazing. I'd put all 18 of these on my wall. They're amazing. So I want to
Well,
like
that
I
collage
find him
behind
so
you,
inspirational from that, you know.
it could be the collage behind you
Exactly.
next to your stairs. It's just
Right,
18 of
exactly.
Peter's photos of one car.
100%.
Okay, well, you're in the Bay Area, but where did you grow up? Are you from that
Yeah.
area?
No, I'm not from the Bay. I'm actually from coastal North Carolina. I'm
No
from
way.
Wilmington, North Carolina, which people sometimes like ask what that is here on the West Coast. That's like the Santa Cruz of North Carolina. It's as
I grew up in Cary, outside of Raleigh,
oh, no way.
and
Amazing.
then I flew back home yesterday from
Crazy.
Myrtle Beach.
Wow. Okay, so Myrtle Beach is 45 minutes south of where I'm from,
Right.
basically.
Yeah, we were
Um,
up in Calabash on day one eating.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
man. I
So
uh
my
I
my
know that
wife is
area so
from
well.
my wife's from Philly originally, but when she was 3, she moved to Charlotte, Concord, and grew up there.
I
My
dated a
dad
girl
lives
all through college from Concord.
small world.
I think
My
I've got
dad
you by a
lives
few years though. How old
my
are you?
dad lives in Zebulon. I'm 43, but my wife's 38. So
Okay, yeah, I'm 46. So,
so my dad lives in Zebulon, my brother's in Virginia Beach, my mom and my all my most of my family's in Wilmington. So yeah, North Carolina boy through and through.
dude, that's sick. Yeah, I had no idea. My wife would laugh out loud if she heard this conversation because it's like everywhere I go, I meet somebody from North Carolina. And
Yeah, man.
yeah, flew through Charlotte yesterday.
Wow. Yeah,
And then
I'll be back there at the end of August.
oh, funny. Well, I'll be in NorCal in the middle of August.
Nice. Well,
So
I'll be around then.
yeah, maybe we could connect. Are
Let's
you how into cars are you?
I have a car.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
No,
really
I mean,
into it.
I'm like honestly like I'm just not super into. I mean, like I'm much more the cars like those things get me to where I want to go,
Yes.
but they're not the thing for me. Like I'm not a
Yeah.
car photographer. I'm not like a collect. Like I don't eyeball like cool cars or whatever. I'm like, what's gonna get me there in a way that's fun. Like I had a YouTube sponsor with Grenadier, right?
Oh, yeah, I
So or
saw
with
that. Yeah.
Ineos, that was
Amazing.
getting me there fun. You know what I mean? Like, but
That's funny. Well,
I
so
could have
I'm
driven my
going up
Bronco
because
too.
of, Monterey Car Week is obviously a big
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And so mid-August, I was just talking to my wife this morning about this. So that weekend of I think 13, 14, 15 of August is
Nice.
are you familiar with Laguna Seca, the racetrack there in
I've heard of it.
Salinas?
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with it, but I've heard that name before.
If you're into cars, it's very well renowned. Super cool track. It's got what's called the corkscrew, which is like this major elevation change that's like this
Mm,
sweeping sort of corkscrew turn. And anyway, it's a really cool place. I was
Yeah, that's
gonna
cool.
say if you want to join me to come down there and shoot cars for a day, it'd be fun. But
Nice.
because they're
That would be a
actual
huge
like
challenge for me.
historic racing cars, so like they're just like
Nice.
really old, vintage stuff. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, okay, so in Wilmington, where are you from? Wilmington proper? Where'd you go to high school?
So I went to Hoggard High.
Oh, you went to Hoggard. Yeah, I had friends that
Yeah,
went
my
there.
mom went to Hoggard. But I didn't go to one high school. My family, when I was in high school, we moved to Germany. My family became military right before my junior year. So I
Oh,
went to
whoa,
Winter Park
interesting.
Elementary, I went to Roland Grice Middle, Hoggard High School, and then we ended up moving to Germany, and I graduated high school on a military base at an American high school in Germany.
What was your first job ever?
Out of college,
Or no, just I mean your first
oh,
job.
in my first job ever, I worked at TCBY. I was a yogurt guy. I
Sick.
made, I was 15 years old hustling yogurt at TCBY.
Oh man, that stuff was epic too. That
Yep.
stuff was great. What
I always gave my friends, like, we had a scale and you had to like weigh the yogurt and all the toppings on a scale and it couldn't exceed us. I would just throw it on there and be like, oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What
I
was the
wasn't a
car
good
you were
employee.
what was the car you were driving to TCBY?
My first car ever was a Chrysler Cirrus.
Amazing.
So you can tell I'm not a car guy.
No, it's all mine was a hand-me-down Taurus wagon, a Ford Taurus
Nice,
wagon
nice.
from my
Well, the
mom.
Chrysler Cirrus was a hand-me-down also. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
but the mountain bike fit in the back. I could throw my surfboard in the
Mhm.
back. Like
Yeah.
it was, yeah, it was epic stuff.
Nice.
All right, so when did you go full time on YouTube?
Honestly, not till 24. I started the channel in 23 and I was like, let's just see what happens here. And by a year later, I was able to go full time with it.
And what were you
About a year
doing?
and 4 months. So,
Sorry, what were you doing just before then?
kind of a mix of several things. Like I like to say, like when you do freelance work, you have like several part-time things. And
Yeah,
so,
100%.
um, like in the creative world, commercial photography, freelance stuff, taking
Hmm.
gigs, like I had a big client, the chain of vets. So I'm shooting video ads for the local vet, like the
Wow,
vet chain,
nice.
like that kind of stuff. And then like I was working with a boot company, doing their creative direction for a bit. Then I was also working in like basically like consulting with a nonprofit for their marketing. So like
Cool.
and their function kind of like as um I don't know. I wore like 10 hats when I was doing that, from like running the venue to helping their creative stuff to writing content. So I don't know, like I said, when you're doing freelance work, you have as many part-time jobs as you need to make it, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah. So how did you get into Leica? Was it kind of like you go down a Canon Nikon road and then you're just like, I've heard about these things, or was this like a early thing? Did your dad have one? Like what was the
No, I don't have my parents aren't photographers at all. I had an uncle that was into photography. He died when I was a kid though. I have his camera. Really wild story.
Oh,
Anyway,
cool.
but no, like I got into photography in high school. And it was when I moved to Germany. So I was going into my junior year. I got into photography there. It was like I had a little point and shoot, like Canon point and shoot. And
Cool.
then the school had a very early digital camera. Now remember, like you and I, we're similar era here.
Yeah.
My high school had a Sony digital camera that took a floppy disk. You put a floppy disk in the side of it,
Whoa.
and so I was part of like the photography group at the school.
For
And
like yearbook or
so
something?
yeah, like
Yeah.
whatever. And so like I always had that camera like with
Okay.
me. And so like, but I have the digital photos from that too. I think they're 1 megapixel. Anyway, but literally wrote to a floppy disk. If you look this, I don't remember what the model's called, but if you look it up, it's a Sony floppy disk camera from like the late 90s.
Wow.
Um, and that was really cool. That was my first like exposure to like digital photography. So my film point and shoot. Then I had my digital, and then I worked when I was in high school on the military base. What people don't realize, a lot of military bases in Europe, especially in that era, like the
Hmm.
late 90s into the 2000s, were American. They're American cities, you
Yeah.
know. And by the 90s, they were really refined American cities. We had everything. Like on the base, we had Burger King. And we're in Germany. We had Popeye's chicken on the base.
Nice.
We had there was a portrait studio, and that portrait studio had like a retail side that did more like all things arts and crafts and matting and framing. So I got
Wow.
a job working at that location. It was a portrait studio with a retail art store, kind of like a Joanne fabric, but without the fabric and just kind of everything. And then a matting and framing shop as well. And
Okay.
I worked there when I was in high school in Germany. So working in the portrait studio with a photographer, working the matting and framing where I was printing matting and framing stuff. And then the retail side is where I really got my chops though, because I got free film development there. So
Wow.
I could bust off rolls of film and just come in and then get them developed right there, same day, like 1 hour machine, just put it through, and then
That's
like,
amazing.
because back then, we were all spoiled and had 1 hour photography. We don't have that today.
Right, right, right.
So like I would shoot so much, and then I got an SLR and I would shoot so much, and
Mhm.
just I've got so many photos from that season of my life. I'd go to the Alps on a train with my friends because it's like 14 euros back then, or back then it was actually like marks. So it would be so cheap to hop on a train and just go 4 hours to the Alps, get out. You go like we'd go snowboarding, just 15 bucks for a lift ticket back then.
Oh my
And then I would
God.
just take the camera up and I'm above the clouds taking photos. And so I've got shots like that from high school. And, so I really got my chops doing that kind of stuff. And that's
What
when
was
I got
um
into it.
what was the snowboard?
It was a Burton. So that's all I remember. I have
Uh,
photos of it.
nice.
Yeah.
What did you have a favorite mountain?
I mean, I was in high school back then, so it was whatever. We went to I think it's St. Johann was where we went a lot.
Okay.
I don't remember any of the mountains on. Again, like it's funny because like back then, you take it all for granted. You're not paying attention to the names or the quality of things. You're just
Sure.
like, I'm here to do this.
Right.
And when you're going with like four other high school friends, you're just getting there, staying in hostels, going as cheap as possible, you
Totally.
know, um, eating lunch at the bratwurst stand because it's 1 mark for a bratwurst.
That's so
Uh,
crazy.
yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing, man. So I kind of interrupted you and I
No, you're
apologize.
good. You're good.
What is okay, so then what's the first Leica then that you
Yeah.
end up
So
getting?
where I was going with all that was being in Germany. Sorry. And by the way, I'm a storyteller, so I'll get going for 10 minutes. You can just cut me off.
It's
But
totally fine and I apologize for interrupting you.
no, where I was going with that was that living in Germany, I was exposed to Leica pretty young. Like I would see, like we had a camera store off the base in the city I lived in,
Yeah.
and they always had the red dot cameras on display, and they were always so displayed well. And I was like, and they're so expensive even then.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
was just like, what is this camera? And so I played with one time in the store in the patch, and I was just like, this is amazing. I think it may have been like an M4 or something like that.
Cool.
But then when I came home back to the US, I went to college. I continued to do photography just for fun. Had my SLR, it was a Pentax. I had my point and shoot. I always like knew the Leica thing. And then I
Hmm.
remember when Leica came out with their first digital camera, the M8. I remember when that happened, I was like, oh my God, they went digital. I've got to get one of these. And then the price was like, I'll never have one of these. So, so my first Leica was actually in the 2010s. I bought a Leica R film camera. It was an
Yep.
R4. And I had that until I got an M6, maybe, I don't know, many years ago. And then I was doing Leica film stuff well before digital because digital was like work. It was commercial stuff. And I used
Yeah.
Sony for that. And then I got a Q because I had wanted a Q for a long time because I was like, that's what an accessible. I could use that for commercial work. How
Hmm.
accessible. It's a great camera. And then I remember when the Q2 came out, I was like, that's gonna be the one I get. It had everything you needed to do real serious work. So I eventually got a Q2 on the used market, and that was like, oh my God, if the digital M's are as good as the film M's and this Q, then that's a done deal. And that
So
led me to the M10.
were you getting the Q2 from Camera West and
No,
Sean?
I bought the Q2 locally. I bought lenses from Camera West for the M. I bought an M6 from Camera West. Um, but yeah, my Q2 I bought from a guy here in the Bay, just locally.
So what took you to California? How'd you arrive there?
Yes, I moved to California during the pandemic when everybody moved out. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I've been here for about 6 years now.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, five to 6 years. But what brought me out here was I've got a buddy in San Jose. that has a very successful construction company.
Cool.
And out of that, him and his wife, they own it. It's their company. They're the most generous people in the world. They they founded two nonprofits where they fund those nonprofits out of their construction company. So I moved out here to help reopen that stuff after the pandemic.
Great.
So like they've been trying to get me to move out here since 2014, and during the pandemic when kind of everything, it's like we all had a chance to slow down and reevaluate what we were doing with life.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what? Let's finally say yes to them because they invited us to move out again during the pandemic. So we did. And for a year, I was really solid helping with that while freelancing. And then it's like slowly just weaned off of helping with that because that's running now. And then focus more on freelancing and then the YouTube stuff.
Sure. Do you want to give them a shout? What's the nonprofit?
Yeah, so there's Jordan International Aid, which is a medical relief, and then there's the local that's international, and then there's the Gathering San Jose, which is a creative workspace, co-working space. And then they have a lot of like it's like a big warehouse, two warehouses now.
Wow.
They do rentals for photos, videos, art galleries, that kind of stuff. And so
Oh, amazing.
yeah, it's a really cool space. And then there's a lot of different. The Gathering has a lot of different functions. They have group things. They like it's a space. It's just really a building that has a lot of different functions in it, from NA on Sunday nights to young adult thing on Mondays to gallery rentals, warehouse video shoots, music
Cool.
events. Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
So the medical thing, is that Jordan as in the country or is that their last name?
No, that's the name of their son, Jordan.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Jordan International Aid. They named it after their son.
I see.
But yeah, so it's like they historically have sent doctors and medical relief to disaster areas.
Oh,
Haiti
wow.
in 2008 during the earthquake,
Sure.
the tsunami in Japan, like a couple years ago in Turkey and Syria, during their
Wow.
earthquake, things like that.
Do they have like medical ties somehow? Or did they just
Um,
seek these people
no,
out?
they have. It's funny because like they have no medical anything, but
Wow.
they saw a need for, and then the Bay Area is full of international doctors, and so
Yeah,
like it's almost like people that aren't from the Bay or don't like come to the Bay, they don't realize how diverse we are here. Like there's truly like this is probably I don't know if it's the most diverse part of the country, but it's the most diverse part of the country I've ever been to. We have
sure.
like my health insurance is with Kaiser, right? And if I go to Kaiser, I might get a doctor from anywhere in the world who lives
Right.
here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And so when you have that level of international connection, you can
Hmm.
really take doctors to any country easily,
Totally.
because they're used to working internationally already. So I think that that's been a huge part of why that has worked out of the Bay.
That's great, man. Well, thanks for taking a beat
Yeah.
to talk about that. What do you find to be the hardest thing to learn about photography?
I think it's definitely not the technical side. That's the easy part. I think having a clear idea of what you want to see and then developing a unique voice based
Hmm.
on that idea is very
Hmm.
challenging. Like it's funny, like I go to the Tetons a lot and there's like, I don't know, 10 shots around there, 10 to 12 shots that are so iconic and amazing. They exist a million times, billion
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Same thing in like Banff. I used to go to Banff and Jasper. And that's been so overcooked now. It's like you can't do anything original there. Well, you probably can. Um, you just if you just go to the same spots, so you don't, you know. And I think that that's the hardest part. It's like having a vision for something that is uniquely yours and then understanding your voice enough to go do that thing.
Yeah.
I think is the challenge.
That's great. Is there anything that would, like in your eyes, would prohibit somebody maybe from getting into photography that maybe they should overcome?
I think that yeah, I think personal insecurity will
Mm,
always hold you back. Insecurity manifests itself in ways that we label not insecurity. Like insecurity manifests itself through like comparison, jealousy,
totally.
um, uh, inadequacy, um, feeling like you have nothing to say, feeling like you're not good at A, B, or C. The root of all that is just personal insecurity. And so if you have to do something because you love to do it, and not because of what you think it's going to gain you or what you think other people will think about it.
Hmm.
And like, for instance, most people that start playing an instrument aren't playing an instrument because of how they believe others will perceive them. Like, you don't take piano lessons because you're like, man, I hope that the people I share my piano skills with really love me.
Mm.
Nobody's taking piano lessons with that thought or learning guitar. Like, I learned guitar. I have a lot of guitars. I learned guitar because I like to play music. I like to play along with the songs I liked, you know? Um,
Some would argue that you play guitar to get girls.
well, that's just a byproduct. You know what I mean? That's a wonderful byproduct. But the point I'm making is that like my son's taking piano lessons and
Cool.
he really loves it. He's really good at it. And he's not thinking about anything other than the fact that it's fun, you know?
That's great.
But in photography, so many people get a camera and start photography because they're thinking about how they're going to be perceived. And that right there is the reason so many people start photography and don't follow through with it.
Yeah. That's interesting. As I'm talking to you, you seem very fluid in these types of, you seem very tapped into the emotional and also knowing yourself. Um, have you done any therapy? I know this is kind of a left field question.
Funny you should ask. I went to school to be a therapist.
Okay.
My
All right.
background, my degree, all that was in being to be a therapist.
Like
So,
you definitely give off that vibe of very like, and I mean this in a completely complimentary way, obviously.
thanks.
Like yeah, it's not like a anything other than
I
that.
definitely believe that like self work
Mm, yes,
improves every area of your life.
totally.
Um, and uh, by doing the self work, we become more whole. And
Mm,
there's such a cliche phrase, but you know that phrase like hurt people,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So like free people, happy people make people happy. Like there's definitely like uh there's a life giving, there's part of us that we give to the world of whatever we do.
Hmm.
And the more self work we do, the more healthy we give to the world.
What I have found, well said, by the way. What I have found with friends with much larger audiences than I have, online, especially, well, I guess it would be primarily online, um, is that the amount of vitriol grows with the subset, right? Like, so
Mm.
like if I have 8,000 followers on Instagram and my buddy has 300,000 followers, there's going to be a lot more negativity on his side than probably mine from a percentage standpoint, or maybe
Yeah,
not even percentage, but just
yeah,
quantity.
I would say the quantity, yes, but I think the
Yes.
percentage, in my experience, the percentage is about the same.
Yeah. So,
It just feels like more.
right, right. I think the quantity,
Yeah,
how do, as you've grown your audience and you've seen those numbers grow
yeah,
with potential negativity
right.
or criticism and albeit unwarranted, I'm sure. How have you dealt with
Hopefully.
that?
Yeah. So, I want to speak to the percentage thing real quick. From my experience, it's 1%, and it's continually been 1%.
Is that right?
I was very aware of it in the beginning. And so I've stayed aware of it. So like, but let me translate those numbers for you. When I launched my channel, I had 0 subs. In January of 23, I launched. Um, and I hit 1,000 subs in April. So
Wow.
let's assume one play per sub in a 30-day window. Okay, just to give some really generic numbers. Um, so let's say I got 1,000 views on a video in a month by my fourth month in. 1% of those are going to be unhinged comments. So like
Great
that
word.
means that means that I've got 10 comments that are unhinged on that video,
Yeah.
right? Now let's scale that today. I'm 3-ish years in, and I've got 3.5 years in. I've got almost 40,000 subs. I'll hit 40,000 in the next week or two. 1% of that is a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Well, so that's what I
you
think
know,
about even with this podcast. It's like, and now we're talking about comparison being the
yeah,
thief of joy,
yeah,
right? So like my podcast isn't as big as somebody else's, right? But then it's like, but if I were to talk to that number of people in one room, I'd be like, wow, this is a lot of people.
yeah,
Like if I
yeah,
were in like a coliseum or stadium
yeah.
or
It's
something,
an insane number.
like thousands
For
of
some
people
reason,
listen to
we have
this, but
become so desensitized by what we think a large following is.
right.
Like my views per month is very different than my sub count, which is true of all of us YouTubers. We have
Yeah,
way more
sure.
viewers than we have subs. I regularly do 120,000 viewers, unique viewers a month. I have three times the viewership per account. They just don't
And
sub.
subs. Yeah.
And they're not subbing because they don't have to. YouTube serves my videos to people whether they sub or not. So it doesn't matter.
That was me on your videos for months. And then I
Yeah.
realized that I
Yeah.
wasn't subscribed, and that's
Yeah,
when I
that's how
started
most people
subscribing.
are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so but like so let's take that into account for a minute. I if I had that many people in one room, I've done two sold out nights at Levi Stadium. You
Crazy.
know?
You and
That's
Coldplay.
exactly that's what I'm saying though. Like that is an insane number.
Yeah.
But like it's like, oh, I don't have 100,000. I guess I'm a nobody. Yeah, that's so dumb. That is an
Right.
insane thought. So
And
yeah,
then you
we
look at
compete
Peter, who's got what, 6
6
million
million.
now?
Yeah. But like we just get so
Crazy.
desensitized because of comparison. And I've tried not to have that desensitization. Like I've taken like I'll say one thing my family does. My family celebrates every milestone. They celebrated when I hit 1,000. They celebrated when I hit 5,000. They always do balloons in here with the number.
Oh,
So
that's epic.
I'll probably have a 40,000 cake and balloons in here in the next couple of weeks. They celebrate every milestone because those milestones are really like cool. And who am I to have 40,000 subs? That's amazing. And so I think going back to even the negative thing, we were talking about percentages. I do get about maybe in a month period, I don't know, I could get up to 400 unhinged comments a month. Now, if that's think about that in terms of days now, that's like 10 a day, 10 to 12 a day, you
Yeah.
know? If
It's
I
a kick
really
to the
just,
pants if you really let it, you know?
well, and that's it. Like if I focus on that stuff, then and if that's all I'm thinking about, that sucks. But I'm also getting tens of thousands of positive comments.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm getting 10 emails a day from people that are impacted by what I do. I've only had a couple of negative emails where they felt so passionately negative. They went to my website, they filled out a contact form and emailed me. That's a different level of unhinged, bro. Like,
Right.
um, but
I call
like,
that too much free time, is what I
yeah,
call that.
exactly. It's like go touch grass, man.
Yeah,
Um, but it's like with anything in life. If you focus on the negative, you're going to feel negative. But that's a
totally.
dumb thing to focus on when it's 1%.
Yeah.
It's such a small percentage, you know.
Hmm.
Every video I put out, doesn't matter what it's about, has a ratio of people that like it to people that don't like it, right? Because that's part of YouTube. There's a like to don't like ratio. Every video I put out is 96% people like it and 4% click the thumbs down, which I'm like,
Why
and that
click a
thumbs
thumbs
down
down?
click,
Like,
it's like, dude, to even be the kind of person to click thumbs down, you know what I mean? But like at the same
right.
time, that it always comes within like an hour of the video being published, which means I have people, I'm looking right now, I have people that follow me truly just to click thumbs down because they don't like me.
So
You see what
here's
I'm
a
saying? This
question.
is so
You,
funny.
so when you think of like interaction and engagement, is thumbs down actually a positive for engagement purposes?
I have no idea.
I don't
That
either.
like having any engagement, I guess, is good.
Well, that's what I'm
You know
saying.
what? You can reframe it like this. Like, I'm glad my impact on that person is so great that they have to muster up the negative energy it takes to dislike what I posted.
I
Good,
think I
good
think
for me.
once a month you figure out who's done a thumbs down but didn't leave a comment and just
Yeah,
reach out to that person and say, "Hey man, what didn't you like about this video? I'm just looking for constructive criticism." And just see what they
yeah.
say. Oh man, I didn't even know you would notice, which quite frankly, most of the thumbs down is starving for attention
Well,
typically.
that's what I was gonna say. But the problem with that, man, is that like we don't have unlimited energy.
Right.
We have we all have some type of bandwidth, and that
Mm.
and everybody's bandwidth is unique to them. Like we are balanced. Like for me, I balance my freelance work with my YouTube, with being a dad, being a husband, having family commitments, having friend commitments, showing up at a wedding in 2 weeks. Like it's like I've got all these, or 2 months, I've got all these things I'm balancing. I like to just say, like, I've got at any given time plates spinning all around me, you know?
100%.
The second I give some attention to that, like, what's the point? What's the payoff? Getting one guy to give me feedback? I don't need his feedback, you
Yeah, I
know?
was just doing
No,
saying
no,
it as
I
a
know, I
as
know,
something funny to do.
but like it's an overarching principle that I'm going to do what I feel like I should be doing, and I'm going to do it as me. And I don't expect everybody to resonate with it. The same
Mhm.
way, like, I don't expect everyone to want to hang out and be my friend. Like, if you're 16 years old and you start like when I started a new high school at 16, I wasn't expecting everyone in school now to be my friend. I was looking for people that I resonated with. They're going to be my friends. This is before social media, obviously. So like I'm
Sure.
connect, and then you connect, you build friends, and you move forward. There's no different. Like humans are humans. It's always been that way. We just do
Hmm.
it online now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't carry the expectation that I'm going to have, tens of thousands or millions of people resonate with me. The people that do resonate with me will find me. They'll come
Hmm.
to an event I host, they'll come to a workshop, they'll watch online, they'll buy stuff from Very Good, whatever. Those are the people I focus on. I don't really care if you don't like my video. It doesn't affect me emotionally. Doesn't make me want to go try to win you. If you didn't like it, cool. Then have a good day. I'm not mad at you. I'm not upset. Like there's people I tried to watch on YouTube and I don't resonate with them and I move on and I
Yeah.
never think about them.
Right.
You know,
Right. Right. That's
I
great,
think
man. That's
I don't
super
think it's
healthy.
I don't think it's as personal as a lot of YouTubers may take it. Like the thumbs down thing, kind of I joke about it being personal because they happen within seconds of me taking a live video. Someone's hitting the thumbs down. And I'm like, oh, that person subbed because they don't like me enough to make sure I know every time. But it's anonymous, you know
That's
but
so
I don't care.
funny.
It's just it's like you can't fix on those things.
Right.
You're in your limited time, in your limited resources. You got to give it to the things that actually make an impact on the world, make an impact on somebody, give you life so you can do it again tomorrow and then yeah, move forward.
Yeah. Not that misery loves company or anything, but like I'm kind of curious, is there something specific that you've struggled with that either you've already overcome or like you're working on currently to overcome?
You mean like personal like within? Like
Yeah, either
yeah.
within or I mean it could even just be like I just can't figure this out, whatever this
Yeah,
is.
from a personal standpoint, I think, if I can go back to the spinning plate analogy, I think sometimes it's hard to know, like, you're not inspired every season. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
art is one part inspiration and then several other parts discipline. You know what I mean? I don't know how many parts there are in art, but like,
Right. Sure, sure, sure.
only one part of it's inspiration. The rest is discipline. And I'm pretty good at disciplines. Like I think that like who I am just by nature. I'm a type A, like high detail. So I'm good at like the discipline part. But I do think like being in the inspired moments, they don't come as often as I need them to come for what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So here we'll be really transparent here. I'll say what I can. I'm on an NDA, so I can't say much. But
Okay.
there's a product that's getting launched sometime in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
I've got that product. It's awesome. Um, Friends of mine who also make YouTube videos have this product as well.
Okay.
And so there's three of us that have this product that are friends. And one guy went out with it and took it to a photo job that he had with awesome subjects
Mm-hmm.
and worked it there, made and got so much great stuff with it because he had a great shoot with great subjects, dressed well, great light, cool spot. And I was like, dude, that is amazing. So proud of this guy. Then my other friend did a product shoot or did something with this product overseas or not overseas, but in Mexico, in a different country. And it was like he got incredible stuff. And I'm sitting at home with this thing. And I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Right.
I'm like not like I'm not inspired for anything right now, but I know, and we haven't given the date to the embargo date yet. We know it's coming. They could tell us tomorrow, hey, the next day, which means I got to crank something out. But like right now, before this podcast, I was sitting, we have like a Papazon over here in this room. I
Okay.
was sitting back here in the Papazon with my iPad, going through all these different YouTube concepts that I have. And I'm like, where can I put this thing in that's cool, that feels big and epic, that I can use this thing for? And I got nothing. I've got nothing right now. So I struggle
Interesting.
sometimes with, it's not that I'm comparing myself like on an emotional level to what they're doing. I'm proud of those guys. They've made incredible stuff. The best thing you can give your friends is belief. And that's 100% what I feel here and 100% my support. But what it's doing is it's pushing me to think through, okay, I've got to come up with something that's not just me sitting at this desk talking about this thing.
Yeah.
And it needs to feel worthy of what it is. And so I'm still trying to concept that and I've got nothing. So it's like
Okay.
those kinds of moments. are hard, you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm not like the discipline would be, okay, go out tomorrow morning and do this thing. You're going to be
Hmm.
driving to this spot. You need to be there by this time, which means you're setting an alarm, you're getting ready, you're packing the night before. Those are the discipline parts, right? I'm good at that. But right now, I'm trying to figure out the inspiration piece, which can be a challenge.
Yeah, it's interesting, like, because perception too, as a married man, a lot of times my wife will just like sort of ridicule me for just having fun instead of working. And I'm like, what you have to understand is like, I need to go be inspired somehow. And
Yeah,
usually, if I'm inspired, it's the byproduct of having done something either fun or something I'm interested in.
yeah, for
So it's
sure.
like, I know it may look like I'm just out here playing, but like, I kind of need to play or else
Yeah.
I'm dead in the water. Um, because I'm an orangutan, what is a papazon? I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's like a basket with a giant pillow in it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like,
Okay. Got
you
it.
know,
It's a
yeah.
cocoon of
It's a
sorts.
cocoon. Yeah,
I got you.
it's like a
Okay.
chair, but it's more of a basket, and
Sure,
it's
sure,
just a
sure.
giant pillow.
We just ordered this like cocoon, like wicker thing to go
Right. Oh yeah,
outside
I've
that
seen those.
seats
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
5 people in it.
Right. Yeah, those are
We just
cool.
ordered one of those. It's like it's on its way. So I haven't had the opportunity to use it yet. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll be in those
Yeah, man. Great place to find
situations soon.
inspiration.
Um, how has parenthood changed you?
Dude, my God. I haven't slept in 11 years. So I quit sleeping when I became a parent. I don't know if that's true for everybody, but I don't
Do you
sleep
have
anymore.
boys?
I have a boy that's older, then I have a daughter that's younger. So
Okay,
we've
okay.
got two kids,
Okay.
11 and 8. So
Sweet. Yo,
we're in a
man, you're
really fun
busy.
season right now. And then I'm aware of when I'm gone and
Yeah. Yeah.
and how that impacts me, but also how it impacts the house. Because I do YouTube as my job now, or my photography world is my what I do. I'm home every day,
Hmm.
like I don't go anywhere unless I'm shooting something. So I'm just home. So I get a ton, and we homeschool. So I get a ton of time with my kids.
Oh, wow.
But I'm very aware when I have to be gone for a few days. And I don't know, that can be challenging. And then like I
Hmm.
know my threshold too. I feel like I learned my threshold last year. Or maybe it was 24. But when I hit like 5 days gone, that's when I start to get super homesick and start like, being very unproductive creatively. So like I was had a shoot for a project 2 years ago in the summer on the Northern Plains. I was gone 6 days, but by the fifth day, I was like done. I
I
couldn't do it.
just experienced that in April. I have a 13-month-old now, and
Oh yeah, wow.
so it was really crazy in April. I was gone for I think 11 or 12 days, and by day
Mm.
8 or 9,
You're like, I gotta go home.
London's great. It's one of my favorite places on the
Yeah.
planet, but like God, I just want to go home, you
Well,
know?
so the 5 day thing is what I've learned about myself. So I went to London in 24 later that year and I went for 5 days and I came home.
Right.
Um, I was in Italy and Switzerland this past fall with Leica, and I was gone, I think a week. But by the fifth day, I quit being productive.
Brutal.
Like,
Yeah.
so I know myself. I know that 5 days is about all I'm going to be able to do before I start getting super homesick and then become
Hmm.
unproductive. So I try not to schedule things that are more than that. So that's a big way in which, like, if I didn't have kids, I would just be like, hey, I'll be back in 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or we'll all go. Like, my wife and I
Sure.
used to travel a lot before we had kids, and she would just come with, or, now that doesn't really happen. So I do a lot of solo stuff. But yeah, 5 days is my threshold.
Yeah, on the airplane yesterday, I said to my wife, I was like, listen, next April, I'm probably going to need and want to go back to Europe. And I was like, I just come with me. Like, I don't want to do that again. Why don't we just all go? And she's like, okay, great. I was
Yep.
like, I really want to go back to Paris. I haven't been there in a couple years. And there's like just like some shops and some restaurants and things that like I
Yeah.
genuinely want to try out and go. But anyway, recent video, you spoke about a 3-to-1 rule. Can you quickly explain what that was to those listening and share maybe like how you came up with this?
Yeah. The 3-to-1 rule. You're referring to the systems series that I'm doing right now. And like basically this has to do with like, when you're out getting the bangers or when you're out like storytelling and you're trying to like capture something. Um, I kind of say like for every 3 minutes you give to what you had a vision for, take 1 minute and go try to find something else. Um, So that translates not at the minute scale. It translates really to like if I'm going to be in one area for 30 minutes, like we'll take the Tetons as an example. If I'm going to go to Mormon Row and get the iconic barn shot in the sunrise, right? Um, I'm set up there. I'm there for 30 minutes. Before I leave, which would be the thing most people do, they got the shot, they're getting in the car. If I'm there for 30 minutes, I'm going to take 10 minutes now and go find other things.
Yeah.
So it's like every 3 minutes you give to the thing, give 1 minute to something else. So if I'm there for an hour, I need to take 20 minutes, or so and go walk around, see what I can find. And
How did you come up with this, or
well,
what
and
was the
it's a
inspiration?
discipline. It's just really just a discipline. It's like so much of life are the systems we run.
Hmm.
And I mean, your whole life is systems. From the time you wake up in the morning, you have a
A
how you wake up
schedule. Yeah.
system.
Think of a baby. Yeah. It's all there.
That's it. Or like right now to do this podcast, you have a system. You
Yeah.
put me on the calendar, you sent me a Zoom link, you're using Zoom as part of your system. It's like all these systems are running, right? So when you put that in your creativity, you actually you actually take some of the like guesswork out of it.
Hmm.
It wasn't like I had a link in my on my calendar today and I didn't have to think, is he calling me? Is this an audio podcast? Are we hopping on Google? Like I didn't have to think about it because you have a system for it. It takes the thought out of it. And when you don't have to think about something that doesn't matter, like you can think about things that do matter because we don't have unlimited bandwidth. You know what I
Right.
mean? And think about like stress comes with uncertainty. The more stuff you already know on the front end, the less stress you feel.
Hmm.
So something like this 3-to-1 rule, when you bring systems into creativity, well, now it's like the system is however long I'm at the spot, I'm going to budget 33% of my time there to go do something I didn't plan.
Yeah. I love
It's
that.
just, I mean, I made it up. It's just a system.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
magical. It's just, and maybe you're like, you do it 3 times and you're like, okay, I need more time. So I'm going to do 3 to 3. I'm going to match it 1 to 1. If I'm 30
Yeah.
minutes doing this thing, I'm going to do 30 minutes of something else. Like you do whatever works for you. But like for me, if I'm somewhere for X amount of time, I'm going to give extra time to trying to find something new.
Yeah. That's cool, man. You licensed a photo to Target.
Yep.
How did that happen? Did they find your photo online somehow, or
Mhm.
did you? Okay.
Yeah, they found it online. Back in before the pandemic, from doing freelance work, I would put a selection of photos, kind of it's funny, it's like the B photos. Like I would
Yeah.
go somewhere for myself, do something fun. I had some A photos that I wanted to license. I would take the B photos, like they weren't
Hmm.
as good. I'd put them on Unsplash, which is a free stock photography website. You're literally giving away stock photography.
I see.
Some companies take advantage of that. Even Apple took advantage of that years ago in an Apple keynote. They had downloaded an Unsplash image from a photographer and used it in their keynote and never contacted the photographer or anything. Right, but that's okay. Unsplash that
That's
tells you
what it's
straight
there
up.
for.
That's
Yeah.
what it's there for.
Yeah. Yeah.
But um, my biggest paying jobs ever came through Unsplash when I did that before the pandemic.
That's sick.
My biggest payouts ever was always through Unsplash. So
Wow.
I had a boot company hire me because they liked some of my desert photos. They weren't even boot photos. They liked some of my desert photos and they reached out. They were like, "Hey, we want to hire you to shoot our campaign for these boots. Here's our budget." It was insane.
That's
So,
great.
because they found me on Unsplash. Well, Target, the same thing. Target was browsing Unsplash. Their art director found my photo from Zion. It was a B photo. It wasn't one of the epic photos, as I talked about in the video. It wasn't one of the bangers. It wasn't one I set out for. It was one that accidentally came because I was playing around after I gotten the banger I wanted.
Mm.
I got the shot and then I was wandering around trying to find other shots. And those are the B, to me, those were B photos. Target, like I said, their art director was on Unsplash, found that photo. They could have just taken it and I could have found it in Target a year later.
That'd be so
They had every
funny.
right to do that because that's how Unsplash is. Like, and I would walk in, I'd be like, that looks like my photo. But instead, their art director reached out to me and said, Dave, I love this shot. I'd like to offer it in store. Can we have a conversation about it? And this was like in 2019, I think. So next thing I know, I'm on a call, and then I thought it was spam at first or
Yeah,
scam,
of course.
but like I was like, so I did all my due diligence. I got the email and I was like, okay, it says it's from at target.com. Then I'm on LinkedIn looking this person up. I'm like, is this a real person?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
and it all
yeah.
checked out. So And then yeah, so then they licensed it, and the rest is history.
That's
For
cool.
six years, it didn't come out until 2020, so it was a year. It took a year to go from that conversation to a product on the shelf, but it's still
Hmm.
on the shelf. They've
Yeah.
changed the format. Do I have one in here? We have it hanging somewhere in the house. But the first version of it was matted art print. They did it in black and white, framed and matted, and now they offer it in a different configuration, like a different size, different type of layout. Like, so they've changed it a few times. They can do whatever they want with it as they license it. Um, but yeah, it was just, again, it was a B photo that came from that 3-to-1 rule.
How does that license work then? Are they actually paying you for this image?
Yeah, they paid for it.
Is that per unit? Like,
No,
how does that
it's yeah. So the license deal I did with them was just a usage fee. They can use it. It's like they don't pay. I
in
don't get a cut
perpetuity?
of the sales. Yeah, it's just like they pay me to use it in this way, and if they change that usage, they buy a different license. But they've been really cool and easy to work with, and um, it's pretty cool to go into Target and see your photo in the art
So,
section.
oh yeah, 100%. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Is that like an upfront thing then, or is it restructured annually? Is it
Yeah, so
annual?
licenses, typically photo licenses expire every year. So you
Okay,
renew it or you don't. So
cool,
and I would say that's pretty standard practice with licensing. Like
cool. Yeah,
you can do forever licenses too. But especially in like a high end read or not high end, Target's not high end, but in
yeah.
a big what I meant was a big company, a
Placement.
corporate store,
Yeah,
they're not going to carry this thing forever. So
got
they
it.
don't want to pay for forever usage. But
Yeah,
we're on 6 years now.
cool. Congrats. I want to talk 28 millimeter Summicron versus Summilux.
Okay.
You're a Summicron guy.
Yep.
I have the Summilux.
Nice.
I like it. I love it. I will say some of the vignetting can
Mhm.
bother me
Yep.
at times. So I could either like stop that down or I've thought about just getting the Summicron. So what is and of course I'm talking wide open here.
Yep.
Why the Summicron for you?
It's small, it's light,
Okay, so weight.
and
Yeah, I know that's a big thing.
very, yeah. I mean, the Sumilux is huge compared to the
Yeah, it's
Summicron.
super heavy.
It's
Yeah.
like twice the size, twice the
Hmm.
weight.
Hmm.
So it's small, it's light. And then like what kind of photography do I do? I'm not even on my like 35 Sumilux, it's a rare day for me to go fully wide open.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
I go wide open if I need to. See, and this is again like let's think back to when these lenses were originally made.
Hmm.
They they were made to solve a problem of light. They
Hmm.
weren't made to solve a problem of, oh, we want a certain look. That's
Right.
a digital photographer's problem. We get to choose looks. Back then, it was like I need a little more light to make this doable.
Hmm.
So, and think about like even film at the ISO ratings we have today didn't exist 50 years ago.
Yeah, sure.
Like they're shooting like you go back to 1950, they're shooting Kodachrome 25.
Hmm.
So imagine ISO 25 on a f2 with a what are you gonna shoot it at one half second and try to get a sharp photo. So these lenses were made to get more light in, and every stop doubles light.
Hmm.
So 1.4 is significantly more than
Two.
2 than
Yeah.
2.8 more when it comes to light.
Yeah.
The look is not incredibly different though.
Hmm.
Like if you were to take if you were to take your Summilux wide open at 1.4 and f2 and put them side by side, you would be very much outside of the vignetting. You would be very nitpicky to see the separation difference,
Right,
right?
right, right. Depth. Yeah.
So like I just shot with when I did that thing with Peter at the hat shop, it was dark in there. I was shooting at I was shooting wide open on my Similux, so I could at the lowest shutter I could. Those are all 1/30. I don't shoot much lower than that. 2x the focal length is typically what I try to do, and if I can't do that, I'll go 1x the focal length. If I do anything less, it's on film, and I can trust myself on film, but on digital, no. But anyway, so I was shooting wide open, but that's a rare day for me. But it was because I needed more light, not because I wanted some like 1.4 look.
Hmm.
So all that to say, the type of photography I do is mostly outside, mostly in the middle of the day. I'm a bright midday harsh light photographer.
That's so
Most of my
funny.
work,
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate golden hour. I'm just not outside a lot during golden hour. I have
Sure.
kids. I'm not
Right, right, right,
outside.
right, right.
Sunset means dinner and bedtime.
Yeah.
Sunrise means waking up and breakfast and getting ready for the day.
Yeah,
Like,
school. Yeah.
yeah, so a lot of my photography is middle of the day. Like it's bright blue skies. If I'm at 1.4 on my Leica, I'm using the E shutter, which is made in hell.
Yeah.
So, shouldn't exist. So for me, it's like the size, the weight, and then the type of photography I do. I don't even need the 35 Summilux, but
Got
I
it.
like it when I need it.
Yeah, sure. What is sort of the idea of minimalism when it comes to gear for you?
I think minimalism forces creativity.
Hmm.
If you can do everything with your gear, then what you think is if I can do everything with my gear, then any vision I have can come to life. That's not how it goes though. We're not robots with inputs and outputs. What we are indecisive humans that have control issues, and choice paralysis happens with every photographer who has too much.
Yeah.
That's that. Okay, honestly, that's the line. If you're listening right now and you feel choice paralysis ever, you have too much stuff.
Yeah.
That's it. You're like, do I have too much gear? Have you had choice paralysis? If you check yes, you have too much gear.
Yeah.
So to me, creativity happens best when you don't have too much gear.
That's really, really well said. I have an assortment of lenses, but I will say like on my monochrome, I keep it on a 35.
Hmm.
Um, whereas I find with like my M11 in color, I don't know, I play with the lenses more.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really have a reason necessarily. Well, I do have a reason, I guess. Um, I found a great deal on an Apo 35
Oh,
that
nice.
on a monochrome
That's an
is
iconic lens. Yeah.
sick. Like
Yeah.
it's just I don't need anything else.
Yeah. You took
Uh,
what the monochrome's already good at and you made it better with an Apo.
which is
That's awesome.
ridiculous, right? Because I mean, you really
Yeah.
get the texture and all that stuff. And I just it's way too it's too sharp for a color image, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's
I
very
like
sharp.
this sort
Yeah.
of the luxe feel over the Summicron.
Hmm.
Um, Apo. Um, but anyway, yeah. But there are times where like I think of like, should I sell these lenses and just get a 35 millimeter Summilux? Because I actually don't have that lens. And I love shooting at 35 actually. So, you know, I don't know. So it's just kind of like grab the black and white camera. It's already got,
Yeah.
you
I think
know,
there's nothing wrong with figuring out what cameras you want by trying a lot of different things.
sure.
So like I get sent a lot of gear
Yeah.
and I have to, this is a struggle of mine. It's like,
Mhm.
I've been sent, like an example is a company sent me a lens, right? And they they gave me this lens. They want me to use it. It's a 35. I already use it. I already have a 35. Like
Right.
I'm probably never gonna use this lens. But then it's like, do I sell this lens? Because then I'm like, they gave it to me. Should I just sell it? Because I mean, part of why they give it to you is for you to talk about it. So it's a paid service. So
Sure.
it's not like free. They're paying for my service of talking about it to 40,000 people. But um, but then it's like, what do I do with this thing? Do I sell it? I'm not going to use it, but I have it sitting in the drawer over here.
Right.
That's like the struggle I'm trying to figure out.
And
So
then you
like, do
feel
I?
bad about it sitting there. Somebody could be enjoying
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That's the big thing, man. I do not like having gear sitting around.
Yeah.
I have a couple of different tiers of gear. I have the gear that I use.
Hmm.
Then I have stuff that cannot be replaced, so I won't get rid of it, even if it doesn't get used a lot. And then I have stuff that I tried that I thought I'd like, maybe I didn't, and I need to move it on, but I haven't moved it on yet. So I've always got stuff in every one of those camps. Like,
This
you
is
know,
my watch journey as a
yeah,
watch guy. Like
yeah,
which I believe you usually rock a Tudor, don't you?
yeah. And then recently I've got a new YouTube channel sponsor with Formex. So
Oh, sick. I love those guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I've been rocking this one a lot lately. This is an
Oh,
amazing
amazing.
watch, and it's in my color scheme, which is green and green and orange, green and orange.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's
yeah.
epic, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I have a channel sponsorship with them. So I've been rocking this Formex a lot lately. They're an incredible watch.
Yeah.
It's
I
also like I'm able like this one in particular is really cool because you can just like I traveled through time zones and all you have to do is click the top button to cycle forward or click the bottom button to cycle backwards through time zones. It's amazing.
yeah.
So
Well, shout out Marcus. I'm sure you've met him.
yeah, Marcus is the guy I
Yeah.
have my deal through. He's amazing.
Yeah. So those I'm so my brand is actually probably best known in the watch collecting community, which is
Mm,
kind of funny.
yeah.
Even though it's automotive inspired, but it's like big in the
I
watch
mean,
world.
automotive watches and cameras tend to be
Yeah, it's a
in
lot
the
of that
same
Venn
Venn
diagram
diagram.
is yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, Marcus is awesome. Chances are he's wearing my military shirt jacket. It's called the
Nice.
Willys shirt jacket.
That's awesome.
Um, and Raphael's a great dude too. I have like their carbon watch that's carbon
Oh,
fiber,
cool. Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
crazy light, crazy light. I actually work
Yeah,
out
that's
in it a
awesome.
lot, like at the gym
Nice.
for that reason. Love it. Um, what was I going to ask you?
We were talking
Um,
about gear and like keeping you
yeah,
like the
well,
tiers I have, and then you had mentioned you have them in watches.
what's the tutor that you have though?
It's the Pelagos
Oh, okay, cool,
FXD. Yeah.
nice, okay,
NATO band. I'm mostly a NATO band guy.
yeah,
But I do have this one dressed up a
yeah,
little bit.
on the bracelet.
Yeah.
Just wrapping up here, I've heard you say that you're more Sabrina than Taylor. Is that just a music taste thing, or is this like a hall pass situation?
Oh my God, no, that's funny. No, I'm a like it's funny because like my daughter, she's 8
Okay,
and she's goes to ballet school and she's very involved in ballet school. She's that's like a big part of 3 days a week. That's part of her life. And they warm up to like Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter, but it's all just piano music. But my
I
daughter
see.
knows it. And so like we kind of joke that like so Taylor is like your PG music and
Right.
Sabrina is like your R-rated music, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna
Um
say, yeah,
and so like I thought that was a funny way because like we live in the dichotomy of having a daughter and in the Taylor and Sabrina world. I tend to be a little more snarky and rated R than I am PG. So
that's
I thought that
great.
was a funny way to say it.
Well, it's just funny because I thought you were going to tell me, well, my 8-year-old really loves Sabrina Carpenter. I was like, oh, okay.
No. I mean, she knows a couple of the songs, but
Sure.
we are
Yeah.
very aware of what our kids are into. And but it's really just from the ballet school. They use like we were just at a recital and one of the ballet groups, it was like the preschoolers did Pink Pony Club, but it's
Oh
just on a
my
piano.
God.
It's just on a
That's
piano.
so funny.
So, but it's the music, but it was, and I was like, this song is about
Right.
a strip club.
Right.
And these are 4-year-olds dancing to Pink Pony Club with piano.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, different generation.
Shout out Atlanta. Just kidding. Oh man. Dave, thanks for your time, dude. This has been very enjoyable for me. Is there anything you wanted to ask me or promote in addition to what we've talked about?
I mean, there's nothing like that. I'm not big at self-promotion personally. So there's nothing I'm like, oh yeah,
I
let me tell
get
you
it.
about this thing I've got coming up.
Yeah.
For anyone listening though, that wants to check out like how, like basically what my world is called Very Good Company, which is a
Yeah.
reference to Parks and Rec, Ron Swanson. But Very Good Co, shopverygood.com. If you're into presets, color grades, camera straps, all kinds of cool stuff, be sure to
Awesome.
check that out. Workshops coming up this fall. I've got some spots left. Those are really fun, really big. And that's like what we've talked about here today, but for 3 days nonstop.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's great.
good stuff.
Sweet. All right. Well, there you go for all you shutterbugs out there. Again, Dave, thank you for your time, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Glad
Thanks
we
for
could
having
do
me.
this. Yeah. Awesome to connect.
Yeah, appreciate it.